Yeah, so my name is Mike Wong. I am head of customer success at Outbuild. We are also very well used or could be used as a last planner software. Our entire structure, the whole reason we built this software is to improve collaborative planning, improve reliability of planning, commit to work, change behaviors behind unreliable commitments. Everything I'm going to show you today is built around the principle of group of people coming together with different skill sets and building a project out effectively, which is the really the core principle of why Last Planner was created. It is the guiding light of many construction projects is how do we get these people to be teammates, to commit to each other, trust each other. And our tool helps you do that on a cloud-based collaborative platform. So when you first open Outbuild, this is what you'll see. This is the master plan section. So in a sense, when you think about Last Planner, this is your phase plan. These are your milestones, your top level of planning. This is where you have a handful of key stakeholders involved in the plan, really setting up the different sequences of work. Again, the major phases that you want to complete on certain dates. Most of the time when we teach this software, we want to keep these durations to more than 2 weeks and outside of single trade. So in a sense, we want groups of trades. We want handoffs to be involved in each one of these different sequences of work, because that allows for the next level down where you're getting the look ahead planning, where you can actually really integrate the collaborative side of our platform, our cloud-based benefits to really commit to work reliably and not plan in silos. So we have all these tools listed out in here that allows you to create your plan. Very easy to drag and drop and connect to any sort of sequence of work. Again, you can see that the durations at this level of planning are higher, 20 days, 15 days. Again, these are working days. And then the numbers that are shown on each one of these bars is actually the look ahead work that is tied to each one of these activities. So like for instance, steel structure has set up crane, deliver steel on base plates. And that gets into that next level down of planning that I'll also jump into here shortly. You can track this in different colors. You can have this be status based. You can track critical path. So teams that use, more of a CPM method, you can see critical path, you can drive critical path, but still with the idea of collaborating towards look ahead planning, reliable commitments, weekly work planning, all those different last planner tools. From this point, you can also connect many different tools outside of the schedule tool specifically. Another big part of Last Planner is forecasting constraints, seeing what's going to stop the plan. We have tools that integrate with software such as Procore, where you can actually connect live submittal data to your actual construction activity in your phase plan. And that's a benefit because instead of having a huge section of your schedule dedicated to procurement or pre-construction work, you can connect this to your live PM tool, whether it's Procore or others. We're working on integrating with other software tools where you can actually see live submittals. We can see a calc for pressure on plumbing risers here. I can click on this button. It takes me straight to that Procore submittal where I can review the status. It brings all my dates in here as well, along with lead time. And then the most important number is the required on-site date. So again, your tool that you're using to track procurement is tied directly to your scheduling tool. And again, in the world of Last Planner, we want to put all the things that could possibly stop our plan in front of us. We want them in visual places so that as we're planning, as we're working together as a team, the people that are responsible for committing to this work can see if something is going to hold up that plan. It's all about reliably committing to work. And you can't be reliably committing to work unless you can see all those things that could possibly be in your way to a certain extent. Obviously, predicting the future is impossible. But if you could put a submittal in front of you or a group of submittals, like you can see, this is all batched, connected to different Procore submittals. That allows you a lot more insight into, can I reliably commit to these different sequences of work? Now, once you've made your main plan and you've figured out as a team which milestones you want to drive to, which phases you want to execute at which times, you can actually baseline all of this work as well. Again, holding your team accountable to that first plan that you had compared to where you are now. You can turn on as many baselines as you want. You can baseline at any time. That's what these little blue lines underneath each one of these schedule items are. If I were to move one of these, you can see that all the rest of them that are tied logically have moved off of their set baseline. and it gives you just a quick oversight of, okay, phase plan view, our main plan, we're ahead or behind a certain amount of days, which sets up the whole last planner to look ahead and all your other sequences of work that follow through the process here. Again, a bunch of buttons make it very intuitive to undo, redo, indent, outdent, batch link items, baseline, push schedules to PM tools like Procore, and then also view your schedule in different ways. So that's basically what is set up for the master schedule. Again, you do this to set up your main phases. You have a handful of people helping you do this to begin with. But where the real rubber hits the road is what I like to call the look ahead, or what we call the look ahead. And in this version or this sequence or module of our software, you can actually choose from an activity picker that's pointed at that master schedule any activity that's in a certain date range in comparison to the today date of what you want to plan. So if I choose a 4-week look ahead, which is a standard industry standard, I'm automatically going to see a list based on that master schedule work, what is happening from today in the next 4 weeks. And then I can actually choose any of that work from this list and then apply filter and see the work show up here. So once I have that work filtered out, this is where the boots on the ground, fully collaborative planning, look ahead work happens. So you can hit this add button. You can add tasks to this. Very easy to drag and extend work. Very easy to move work from day to day. This is where your conversations happen inside of your subtrade meetings and your pull plans, right? We have a sequence of work. When you first start a pull plan, right, you're going to see something like this in your look ahead where it's just summaries. So it's showing a start date and an end date and a duration. And your goal as a planning unit, right, all your different subtrades involved, is to actually plan out all the different to-dos that need to happen inside of that per se metal stud framing activity, right? So you have delivery, bottom tracks, top tracks, studs, framing openings, all this stuff. And this is where the collaborative cloud-based side of our software solution really provides the value to last planners, because it allows them to all work in one place, to also see where other people are working. Because again, you can open this up to many different activities, including stuff that's happening on different floors, different sequences of work, different workflows, to allow you to better plan and not in a silo, right? Consistently in the construction industry, everybody's using their own tools, whether it's Excel or different Microsoft project files. And then the only time you discover if a plan is actually going to work or not is a general contractor, superintendent, or a meeting facilitator has to come in, mash all those schedules together and try to make sense of it all. Much better to have the team goal set up of a certain sequence of work during a certain period of time based off of your critical path or whatever you want to start your last planner phases off of, and then just keep hitting that plus sign as a team. As your teammates come in here, when they're assigned accounts, they're assigned companies. So your company is automatically populated based off of your account profile. So we can't change other people's activities. We can't add days. We can't move sequences around. But if I was part of the electrical team and I hit that plus sign, this would already be populated. You know, you can add in inspections. This is where you add in your different task names. And then again, just as easy, I need to move this over to this date. I need to move this up in this sequence. It's very, very easy, as stickies on a wall, except when you open the trailer door, it doesn't blow your plan off the wall. It's all cloud-based. And then this saves automatically every couple of seconds. So you are consistently planning work. You could have people in a different room in a different country helping you plan this work, right? Again, all cloud-based. It's not limited to a single room with stickies on a wall. People from everywhere could be involved in this planning session. And then at the end of that session, you just review the sequence that everyone came up with. And then the reliable commitment part comes in, probably one of the most important parts of what we bring to the software community in construction community as a whole, is the ability to actually pick a phase of work, this is the week we're in now in June 2024. This is green because we've committed to the work already this week. So there's a big button up here that says green. It's green. It says commit on it. You can hit that button and it locks in any of the work that is inside of that phase. So from here, we have committed to doing one-sided drywall on level 2, and that weekly work plan, anything that was also in that zone from different workflows, will show up in your weekly work plan. This is a static view. This is not something you really need to change. Again, construction is ever changing, it's agile. This plan might shift or adjust, but when you hit that big green commit button, you're drawing a line in the sand to track continuous improvement from. Another big term, right, in Last Planner is how do we track how we're doing in planning? How do we create reasons for variances or track our reasons for variances of why our work is not being done the way we've planned it? And you can go back in time and look at every weekly work plan that you've had into the past and start tracking those reasons for variance. So we've had equipment issues for the last couple of weeks. We haven't reached the goal that we committed to. This week right now that we're in is not closed yet. So I still have a chance to possibly get some of this stuff done before the week closes. The week does close automatically midnight of your last planning day in terms of your planning phase. And all that data gets fed into our analytics model that shows PPC, shows PRR, plan percent complete. PRR is our own metric that we have for Roadblocks, and I'll show you how Roadblocks work as well after I go through this kind of analytics channel. This view is showing, again, those variances that you're tracking to your weekly work plan, whether they're equipment, change orders, labor, weather, gives you a good idea of all the things that have been holding up your plan. And then the magic number here is your PPC. How many things are you committing to? How many things are actually getting done per your commitment? That's all shown here in a nice clean chart that you can track through the life of the project. And since it is collaborative, it does assign work. Our software does assign work to specific trades and even specific people. You can actually track personal or down to the individual, their PPC. So our electrician is at a 55%. He's had 22 things that he's committed and he's done 12 of them. Not great, but not as bad as, maybe the tile or the spec lady who's at a 50% or below 50%. This is where you change behavior, right? Show me how I'm measured. I'll show you how I perform. I can make this a tool that is, I'm not trying to blow you up or make you look bad, but you're struggling in comparison to your peers who are also part of this planning process, yet they're hitting 75 to even, upper 80% PPC. How do we get you to that level? What's in your way? What's causing you these issues, right? Let's work as a team. Another big part of Last Planner. How do you collaboratively come together as a team and help each other out? Because Last Planner doesn't work unless everyone's helping each other out and they're all reliably committing to good work. I will talk about roadblocks real quick because constraint tracking is I think, really the biggest tool that we bring to the construction industry is the ability to not just put a good plan in place, but protect that plan and protect it by forecasting issues, right? So we can see here, let me open a couple more of these just to give me some more room at the bottom of this. We can see here in this workflow that we've made and all these different tasks that we've created in our Lookahead that there are little red construction cones that show up in front of our work. And that work, those little construction cones are showing constraints that are going to block that work. And since, again, we are collaborative software, you can actually have many people instead of just a handful of superintendents, a PE, and a project manager. You can have 30, 40, 50 people all on a job site helping to be your eyes and ears of constraint tracking. So like our electrical inspection is got a roadblock on it. We can actually open up an activity card here that actually lists all the different roadblocks that could be holding up this work. This one, we need to know MOP is approved for testing. That's put in. We can see who's responsible for that right now and when we're expecting to get that done. That's all able to be tracked right on top of your plan. No longer, when I train, a lot of the time I ask, how do you guys track constraints? And it's usually silence, a lot of crickets after I ask that question because there's so many different answers, right? No one has a set SOP of how they track constraints to their schedule. That's a major problem, right? Because you can be the best planners in the world, but if you can't reliably forecast what's in your way and then take care of those things that are in your way, you are going to continuously struggle in reliably committing to your workflow and your look ahead planning, right? Since we are one technology stack, we can put all of those different roadblocks from all the different work streams that we're working on from the different trade partners, and we can put them into one consolidated roadblock log or a constraint log, right? This is tracked all the opens, all the close, expired. You can change the status of things very quickly. You can change ball in court or responsible party quickly. This was a user ask to actually add trending column where are we ahead in this request or are we behind in this request? And these are tracked statically. So if we are 12 days behind in a task, I can filter these again to change behavior of has this specific trade or this specific team member not been able to get these roadblocks out of the way. It's as important as reliably committing to work, being reliable and taking out roadblocks that you are causing. And also, too, another integration we have with Procore. Any RFIs that are written in Procore will show up in this draft list here. So I can see drywall framing kicker detail. I can click on this. It takes me right back to Procore, and I'm able to review that RFI and see what type of work or which parts of my look ahead are affected by that. And I can connect it right here. And I can connect it to multiple different activities as well. So again, big parts of Last Planner, planning as a team, using the people closest to work to be a part of planning, not taking up all their time to have to learn a different software or load a software that's on premises. They can be doing this from an iPad. They can be doing this from the comfort of their own home or the back tailgate of their truck. They need a browser and they need an internet connection. That's all they need. And they can get into this plan and help you collaboratively plan your work.